I built my agency's website completely for free and using AI tools. Now, all of this was built without any coding experience, and I'll show you exactly how to do it over the course of this video. So if you know how to access a keyboard and use a mouse, then you're completely set for this video. So straight away, let's go into exactly what you need to download. So you need to install Git, you need to install Node.js, you need to sign up to GitHub and Vercel, and then download onto your computer Cursor. Now, the pricing for Cursor is the 2-week free trial, and you can get up to 3 accounts. So you basically have up to 6 weeks free trial. If you want to use the pro model, I wouldn't actually recommend, because you can do all of that within the free trial. Only if you hit your limits, then upgrade. So after you've set up everything, it should be relatively simple. Let's get straight into Cursor. You're going to open up Cursor and see this page after you've signed in and put all your credentials in. Then all you have to do is open project and create a new file exactly where you want to save this website. Now, what I'm about to show you won't work if you haven't installed the other steps. So make sure you install the other steps. Then you have to head on over to this button in the top left and install all of these extensions I've got. To be honest, they're not all relevant. However, there's no harm in doing it. They're all completely free. Next, if you don't see this window here, press Ctrl L and it'll pop open and close. Then go under agent and go to GPT-5. And that's when you type in your prompt for the website. You type in the prompt of the website you would like, then you'll go out, create it. You'll probably run into a few errors. I'll teach you how to fix that. After you've made all the changes, you deploy it straight from there. This is the simplest and easiest way to do it. So what I normally like to do is brainstorm with the AI first, what kind of website I would like to create. Go into Ask. And now when you're in Ask, it doesn't actually generate the code, it just helps you brainstorm. Now I'm using a extension called Whisper Flow, which allows you just to speak into it and transcribes it using AI. So it cuts out like any filler words you use and makes it as concise as possible. I would like you to help me brainstorm exactly the best aesthetic for my website landing page which I want to create. I am a boutique digital marketing platform for surfers. The company's called Wave Digital. We're a social media marketing agency for surfers, helping them find different influencers to partner with. And I would like to have it a blue aesthetic, ocean themed, visually pleasing, easy to understand, and providing value on the website. So help me brainstorm exactly how I can get to there, what different sections the website should have. I want it to be a simple one-page landing site. So I've brainstormed some ideas. If you've got more clarity, please put that in here. I like to add an image from Pinterest. If I type aesthetic landing page website, it'll give you some inspiration ideas. So you can do this on Google. Pinterest, I would say, is the best place. Aesthetic. Okay, I like this a lot. Very simple, minimalistic. All you have to do is open it out, take a screenshot. So I'm doing Windows, Shift, and the S key because I'm on Windows. Paste that in here. Now you can see the images here. Actually, I'm going to do a new line by doing Shift, Enter. I really like the aesthetic of it, minimalistic, simple. I would like you to analyze that and take inspiration from it, but then of course customize it to my use case. So give me a brainstorming plan. I don't want you to create anything, just brainstorm and help me clarify my ideas here. So always I would recommend this approach first, just to help you have that clarity of thought of what kind of website you want. So that when it goes out and creates it, it's going to be much closer to your intended vision first shot. And already 23 seconds in, it's creating me the full plan. So let me start reading through it. Now, a few things I want to add. Really like it. I want it to have that dark aesthetic, but also the blue color palette with waves, some wave animations. So I would like it to be extremely bespoke and premium. So when you start scrolling down, I would like some parallax effects, some kind of nice animations, the text loads in, some space for images. I want all the aesthetics to have like rounded corners of the images. So I want that kind of aesthetic, big buttons, big text, easy to read, easy to understand, and SEO optimized. Please add that to the brainstorming plan. I want to use a React-based framework. So could you think about the kind of file structure I need to create, exactly the best layout to actually go out and create this? So I've just given it a bit more detail about the kind of website I'm thinking of. So I want some kind of nice animations, making it look premium. Now, I'm still in this ask mode, so it won't create anything, but I'll show you when we switch over. So as you can see, the thought process behind everything it's talking about in building this website. Okay, in 30 seconds it generated all of this. Having read through all of this, everything looks good. It looks like it's created the file structure, the kind of different animations, context, etc. Great, all looks good. Now I would like you to format all of this into a master prompt, which I can give to yourself and then ask you to create it. So I don't want you to create it yet, but I want you to brainstorm exactly how you would create it, all the commands you need to run, all the things you need to create, what's the best method to approach it, and how best to create it. Then also I would like you to optimize any parts of this prompt to get it to produce the best output. So prompt engineer it so it creates the best output, so it looks as visually aesthetic in my style, which I would like. Ask me any questions if you need any clarification. Otherwise, go ahead and create this master prompt for everything, talking about the best steps, best practices, exactly how to approach it to create an amazing website first shot. Okay, so it's doing that, and this will be the last prompt before we actually go out and create it. Now, the reason we're going this back and forth process is so the AI model within Cursor can basically understand everything about how to create this website, all about it basically. So you don't even need to learn prompt engineering. It tells you everything on what you need to create. If you've got a link, you can also paste it in here. That all looks good. Let's see what it can create. Now we have to switch it over to the agent mode. You just click on agent there. Answering all the questions, I would like you to use your best judgment. So I would like Sora font. I will attach all the links later and everything else. But from the master prompt and all the context throughout this chat, I would like you to create this website to the very best of your ability, make it look extremely aesthetic, follow all the instructions that you've mentioned above. Do not run any of the commands to download everything, because I will do that once everything has been built. Make sure everything can run with those commands. So get all the necessary packages, dependencies, all of that set up, and don't run anything yet. I will do all of that, but tell me the commands I need to run to actually get it working. And now go ahead and create this website. Okay, so since we've switched to agent, now it's going to take a little bit of time to actually start thinking about what files it needs to create. It will go out and create the files, and now it's planning its next moves, as we can see here. So now we're going to leave it to think, leave it to do its dues, and we'll come back in a few minutes. In the meantime, let's prepare ourselves for creating the best websites. If you haven't signed in already to GitHub, do that. Same with Vercel. Then sign into a site called Spline. Spline is an amazing site for 3D graphics. So we can go over, log in for free, because it's got a free account, allows you to do so much for free. Head on over to community, search here, and say for example we're doing a wave digital, so it's a ocean theme. So let's type ocean. Let's see if there's anything there. Ooh. That's very nice. I like this. Let's see if there's anything else. These are 3D graphics for the website. I found this one, which I really like. It fits in with the dark aesthetic. There's a nice little animation which follows a mouse. Then as you scroll down, see there's a little animation which happens here to take you into the next part of the website. So that can be in the hero section. That would be the perfect thing to see. It's got some background music, which is even better. This person has put this on the community site so anybody can clone it and use it for their own use. If we press remix, it's going to prepare everything. Now, if this looks at all complicated, don't worry. I'll show you exactly how to integrate it. But let's actually check over with ChatGPT, see if the website has been created. Okay, so we can see files created here. Let's go into terminal by pressing this button here. Press terminal there. Now, we just read through the instructions, run these commands. So let's just copy this, paste that in here, and then would you like to proceed? Y for yes. TypeScript, yes. Let's just press no. Tailwind, yes. Let's just keep pressing enter. No AppRouter, no TurboPack. If you've got any questions of like which ones to use, you would just ask ChatGPT. No, and now it's gone and created necessary files. So I guess we had to run that. Next, we'll have to do CD Wave Digital. Okay, great. It took a little bit of time to load, but now it's installed all the packages. Now we have to do CD Wave Digital. Enter it. So now we're inside of this folder here. Next, we'll need to run npm frame of motion. Press enter. Now we'll install that package. And finally, paste in the last one. to actually get it running is npm run dev. So let's paste that in here, enter. Now you can see we've got two links, so you just have to press Control and click this button. Now it's opening up the site. Now the site is open, so we open our browser. This is exactly what I can expect you to run into the first time building out a website. You're not going to see anything there. Now we're going to have to go back to ChatGPT. But first, let's just press F12. So either right click, press inspect, and it sees there's no errors, so that's a good sign. So now we have to take a screenshot of this, paste it into the chat in Cursor. All we need to type in is, I followed all the commands you said to put in to build out this website, and it looks like you've created some files. However, when I ran it with npm run dev, I got this screen. Could you please tell me how to resolve this? If there's anything I need to provide you with or anything I need to do, can you then fix it? I've attached the terminal messages for your reference, and now go ahead and create it so I can see the site, I can run it. Everything you've created and everything we've discussed in the conversation above is in this landing page. I'll just copy all of this so it knows which ones I pressed yes to, no to, and paste this in here, and this will be seen up here. Then you press the little button behind my head, and now we're running that. Now while that's loading, let's head on over back to Spline and see exactly how we can import this into our own website. So it looks like there's some layers hidden, and let's see what it would look like if we were to press this button. Okay, nice. And then as we scroll down, we go into this site. Okay, let's find where the text layer is to change it to Wave Digital. Let's go to Dive Deeper, double click on that layer, and as we can see, if we just scroll in a little bit, Dive Deeper, let's change it to Wave Digital. So we head on over here, paste that in there, harness the tide of attention and turn it into lasting influence. Make that a little bit larger. Let's see where it says Fin, click on that, and then remove. And now should be super simple. So let's see. Great, Wave Digital. I love this animation where it overlaps with the water. That's so professional. Wave Digital. And then you scroll down into the rest of the website. Great. Okay, now everything's done there. Okay, now looks like it's created everything. Let's start it back up again. So it's giving you a new link. Click on that link. Should open up here. We've got it. It's a good basic site. It's got nice animations when you scroll down. Now, let's start by putting our Spline interface into here. So we have to head over to Spline, go to Export, go to Code Export. If you're on the free version, you can't remove the watermark, but I'll show you how to mask that out in Cursor. Keep all the settings exactly how they are here. Now go to Overview, copy this code, and then head on over to Cursor. Now in Cursor, it's planned out how everything should be and created everything in this one chat. So let's start a new chat and paste in. Okay, great. Everything looks good, very simple. Now I would like to change the hero section so it is this attached Spline animation instead. So I'd like you to replace the hero section with the code I've attached. Also, make it that when you scroll to the very top of the site, the nav bar doesn't show, but when you start scrolling down, then the nav bar pops up. So I'd give it a prompt like that. Now we'll locate the correct files, and now we'll start, hopefully, putting that hero section in its place. If you've got any errors to diagnose it, you've got the console log, which is basically any errors in the browser, and then also your terminal, which will show the same errors, but just in a different format. Then, for example, if you are on a screen like this and it shows red text, this is happening a lot in Cursor, and it doesn't move on and it's just stuck there for maybe like 5 minutes and it's not doing anything. There's a button, not shown here, but it says skip and continue, or skip. I just press that button and then it'll do that again, and then hopefully it'll work. Yeah, shift and skip. So if you're being loaded in a environment like this for a long time, just know you've got that button to press. If there's anything I haven't covered here, for example, copy and paste, you can drag and drop into the terminal chat. And one final thing you can do, worst case scenario, if you're getting an error, it's not being able to be resolved, etc., you can then copy and paste that error into Perplexity, which is able to search the web. Even though Cursor is able to search the web, Perplexity can do it better. And you can type about, I've got this error, it's not being able to be resolved in Cursor. Could you please explain to me 3 reasons why, and then how to resolve it? And is it an issue on my part? And then you paste it into Perplexity, it'll tell you and diagnose everything, and then you read through it. Normally you can just copy and paste whatever it says back into here, and it should be good. So that's just how to debug any errors. Even in the very beginning of this video, if you couldn't get all the necessary packages installed, you would use Perplexity to debug it. So you can solve all these issues with AI and basically build this website out with AI. So now this is the process of what it would take for me to build out a website like this. Just going back and forth, back and forth. It's still not perfect. They're still going to run into a lot of errors, but with GPT-5, the websites are coming out much better, much faster as well. You can now customize it to your exact ideal specifications if you know how to leverage AI to fix the AI errors. So as you can see, it's writing all the tools. Now it's telling me do npm install and then npm run dev after that. Okay, this is exactly what I just mentioned. So I did npm install. There was a little error message here. Just paste it into there and say, now by no means is this perfect, but this is to get you up to a very high level. You can start using AI to diagnose your problems, and with enough back and forth, and if you've got enough patience, then you can definitely build out really premium bespoke websites like this. I'm just showing a simple one-page website. You can do this across multiple different pages, even softwares. And in some of the previous videos, I cover a software we're building using similar principles to this. Let's click on this link. Now let's see if it's actually gone out and done what we asked it to. Oh my goodness. There we go. That's perfect. We've got Wave Digital. And as we scroll down, you can see the animation, it scrolls down here. But then at the same time, we start scrolling down the website. That's perfect. And look, as we scroll back up, we get that. That is very good. I'm very impressed. So now we've got this full website. We've got color palette of blue, darks color palette, even matches the same colors here. And if you click on it, you get a nice sound animation throughout the website. Let me build out the rest of it. As you can see, there's a little build with Spline button here. You can ask the code base to enlarge it by about 20% so that this is no longer in frame. It'll be somewhere outside of the screen. Okay, so we're back after it's made those changes. So the exact same process I've been using for the rest of this, I'm going to be using just to fix all small changes, and I'll come back once that's all done. So head on over, press Ctrl C. Now go back into Cursor. Now inside of the public folder, right click, press New Folder, and call it Images. Now go inside of that Images and paste everything you've just copied over. So now you've got all these beach images, as you can see. See which ones you like, so you can say include beach 6 but don't include beach 3 and 2, for example. I'm going to do that same approach to integrate it to these cards here, put a new influencers, etc., and then perhaps I'll do some videos, fix these sections. This shouldn't take too long. This is 1 or 2 prompts, but other than that, I'll be back after I've done it. I've spent about 30 more minutes building everything out, and this is where we're at. So already implemented the hero graphic of Wave Digital, got a nice premium animation, it follows a mouse around, looks really, really cool. Then you start scrolling down, you can see that animation starts scrolling down, and a nice box shown here. Then you start scrolling down more. The content here talks about what the pillars of the business are. It's got a nice how we work. And actually, I don't see any other AI model able to do text or a larger variety of typography like GPT-5. But this is a massive win here. Then it's got a glimpse of our network, so you could add creators. If you click on it, it would spin around and reveal a little bit about the creators. Then it's got featured collaboration, so you can insert videos, play videos from in here. What we do, it's got a little bit about pillars. Now, of course, this is a made-up company, but this is about creating the website. Then finally, we have the call to action of the different pricing and what creators say, and then a really nice, professional, and also reactive, frequently asked questions. To top it all off, we've got this amazing call to action section, which could link you to your scheduled page. So this is just a little bit of what's happened with creating a website with GPT-5 just using Cursor for completely free. Bearing in mind, we've only used free models and Spline, so this just goes to show what's possible. It's taken me about an hour. Even though I've built out websites like this and I've heavily leveraged AI to vibe code, this is what's possible with about an hour of practice and a little bit of patience, understanding how to error handle, which I've spoken about in this video. You just have to copy and paste the errors. If anything's happening not shown in this video, go to Perplexity and paste in your prompt and error there. Now, how do we actually deploy this website? How do we actually customize our own domain link to it? So we go over to GitHub, then you press new repository name, call it Wave Digital V2, because the very first video I've ever done on this channel was Wave Digital V1. Let's make it public. If you want to clone it, feel free. Now it's going to give you some commands you need to run. Let's close out the chat window. Let's open up a new terminal by clicking this button here. It'll pop up something here, and now you have to do git init. So just copy exactly the commands I'm running. Then you have to do git add space dot. So git init basically initializes the repository, git adds all the files. Then you do git commit -m and then call it first commit, let's say. Now it's committed all the files. Then we just go next, we copy this one, paste it in here, enter. And then we copy this one, paste it in, enter. And then finally git push uorigin main. So the reason it wasn't working earlier was because I forgot to do this one. So basically all you need to do is copy all of these into your file one by one, and then it's now loading the project into GitHub. Now once it's finished, we can head on over to GitHub, we can refresh the page, we should see all the files here. Now you can see it's the first commit. If you want to commit it again, make some changes, all you would have to do is do git add space dot and then git commit -m and then call it whatever you'll commit, so changes v3 etc. And then git push origin main, that pushes it to make it in this repository. Okay, so finally, once we've deployed it to GitHub, to deploy it actually to the website, we head on over to Vercel, create an account, press new project. And now if your Vercel is linked to your GitHub, which you should sign in through GitHub, then head on over to Wave Digital, so already it should pop up. Then it's exactly built out the project, and then press deploy. It'll take a little bit of time to deploy. If you have any issues here, any errors, it'll show up in build logs. All you need to do is copy that, paste it back into Cursor, and say, what do I have to do? Maybe there's some issues in the code base. So maybe there's some dependencies weren't installed or mapped correctly. There's lots of variety, but basically anything can be solved by pasting it back into Cursor, asking it why it's not working. Worst case scenario, you go into Perplexity to actually ask Perplexity, how do I resolve this? What commands do I need to run? Now, it'll take a minute to deploy here. In the meantime, if you want to configure a domain, head on over to GoDaddy. All you have to do is search up a domain, purchase the domain from wherever you would like. And then once you've purchased it, head on over to your account, go to your account, press the drop down, press my products. So once you've purchased, they'll be in your products. Then you scroll down to the very bottom of this page, press show more, go to that domain you've just purchased, press DNS. Wait for it to be deployed to Vercel. It's been deployed, so well done, you've actually deployed your project to the internet. You can see it through here. If you want to check it out, check this link out, and then continue to dashboard. Let's go to settings, domains, and press add domain. Type in whatever domain you want. For example, say I bought wavedigital.com. Press save. Now you're going to get 2 invalid configurations. I've done this in the last video, so watch it if none of this makes sense. Click here and press type A, and then copy this value. Now go to where the DNS management was, type A at, press the at button, paste in that configuration and select it to the lowest value. Press save. If it says parked here, you delete that one, and then you've got a CNAME and you've got www. And now you edit that, so you press this edit button. All you need to do is go back to Vercel, copy this, and paste it in this edited version. Wait around half an hour. If you don't see changes in half an hour to an hour, check everything's configured correctly. You should have only one A name record and only one C name with a www. And those should be the two which provides here and here. So that's the full process of configuring your domain. You should have a little blue tick pop up if it correctly configures. But now let's go to the overview of this project and click Wave Digital. If you found any of this valuable, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, if you want to actually find out more, then check out the newsletter that offers free value. Finally, all of this was built in just 1 hour. This is what's possible with a little bit of time, understanding how to leverage the AI tools to code out softwares. All of this was done in Cursor, and your issues could be resolved by understanding it, asking for Perplexity. Now, this could be a long process, and I understand it can be frustrating, but if you are patient enough, then you'll be able to create websites like this, and if not, even better. So thank you so much for watching, and catch you in the next video.